hate puppies.
It's good podcast.
I feel threatened.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House.
What's your threat level these days?
Interesting start.
He lives life threatened.
Oh, who's that?
Oh, look at this.
The main doo-doo stain.
We are back. We
Original.
let Stu know that he's no longer welcome.
We locked the door.
Moved on.
Is that what the barricade at the end of the driveway was for?
That's what that was. Yeah, it's over 3 feet. He can't get over it. Nah, Stu's around. He actually has a birthday party he needs to attend.
Yeah.
So can't argue with that. It is one of his. So
Yes.
not his, one of his offspring. So I get
Churin.
it. I get it.
Yep.
But we've got Ely back, which is exciting. The triumphant return of Ely.
Yeah. Thanks.
Give the people what they want.
You're telling me.
Or at least Chris.
Yeah.
As a joke for one, but he got it.
Yeah, he did.
He's laughing. Somewhere he just dropped 400 pounds of weights on his chest.
Yep.
Yeah. And Ely, you work out with that guy, so you'll probably get to see him do it.
I will.
That's fantastic. So no, we're glad to have you back, man. So are you asking
Good
about
to be back.
You're asking about my threat level?
Yeah, just, that I feel threatened. We hadn't heard
I think
any.
we should make up a threat level system like the government did
Yeah.
after 9/11 for Brendan.
Yeah.
Like it's a red zone day.
Yeah.
Or it's a yellow flag day.
Exactly.
What's
That
the
would help.
lowest threat level?
I think it's a blue.
Well, I'm in blue.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
been feeling
Feeling good?
good.
Nice.
No old men have crossed you?
not as of
No?
late. No.
Okay. Give
No.
it time.
It's funny. I had someone bring up that they dropped a I feel threatened because they couldn't get what they wanted. Yet again, someone else dropped one on someone.
Nice.
They're like, it is like fucking magic. I was like, I know, dude.
Yeah.
Fucking millennials.
People have to respond to that statement. They're trained to, because you could sue the shit out
You
of
hit the
them.
brakes when you hear it. That's for sure.
Yeah, it's the magic word.
I
in this
laugh
day
a little
and age.
first, and then I'll evaluate their thoughts. Yeah.
Well, I think that is probably the proper reaction.
Right.
Actually, the proper reaction is laugh. Don't worry about their thoughts.
Because really, if
That's
you
not how
think
it works
about
anymore.
it, as someone,
Well, then you could have Freddy Krueger chasing them, though. So you do need to kind of work, think about it a little bit.
I was going to say, if you think about like
Probably like Freddie Prinze Jr. though. More,
Yeah,
more like-
exactly. Right. Yeah.
Ely's done tours. He's in the military, so he's been threatened. Like how many people have actually been threatened in today's world? Like,
Well, now people's
seriously,
parents threaten them more than anything.
but like I'm saying, that's not a real threat.
I get it, but
Because if we call that a threat, then everyone's been threatened a million times over. And what's the point of saying that meaning loses all?
it's like this story of this boy who kept crying that there was a wolf outside.
Yes.
I'm familiar with this story.
And then eventually, when that hairy bastard showed up, nobody gave a
He
shit.
blew the house down. What?
Yeah.
What?
Exactly. Right.
No, you're right. I mean, it's crazy. It's like soccer players.
Soccer.
They fall down all the time, and then they get right back up 30 seconds later. It's
Yeah.
like you were rolling around like your fucking leg was snapped in half. I'm confused
Legitimately
here.
broken in half.
Yeah, you're screaming
Yeah.
and grabbing at your leg, and now you're back running full speed again. I'm
Right.
confused.
Have
Steve, you gonna come off? You gonna come off the field?
Yeah.
Nah, I think I'm gonna walk. I'm good. I'm running around now.
Get that
Thanks.
freezy spray out, and
Yeah.
I'll be fixed right up. It's that simple.
The freezy spray.
Have you guys
Yeah.
been watching any of the Women's World Cup?
I've watched.
Ooh, that's a great.
I watched a
subject.
little of it.
It is. I've watched a little of it, and one thing I've noticed is that they don't flop as much as the men. Like when they're
No.
getting hit, they're legitimately getting hit, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what? These women are a lot tougher than the men. The men's soccer player, you flick them, they're down waiting for the freezy spray. The women actually have to get hit.
Yeah, I fully agree.
That's
So
They're tougher.
I've got a thought-provoking question, which I've posed this to a few people here lately about this, and I don't know. I think I know the answer, but I want to get your input. Why
I'll
is
tell you
it
the answer.
that women in America are so much better than women in other countries in soccer? So you have countries whose
Yeah.
kids are born with soccer balls,
Yep.
and they legitimately dominate the men's team.
Yeah.
Those same countries get mollywopped by American
by our
women.
Yeah.
Why is that?
The only thing I can think is that we have far more money behind the Americans women team than any of those other countries have behind their team. But on the men's side, there's more money behind the infrastructure of their World Cup teams.
Well, if that were the case, I would say that our men's team would dominate too, because our men get way more money than our women up until recently, where they sued.
But I think in those other teams, they're not investing in the women. Like I'm saying, the gap in how much we spend dollar for dollar on the women's is probably much higher than what is spent on the women's teams in other
I bet
countries.
there's something to be said about just the freedoms that they have here.
That's what my answer is it's more about like progress, dare I say feminism,
Yeah.
that has entered in our society more than it has in those societies.
Yeah.
Like girls are doing that, whereas they're raising kids
Yep.
at the age of 18, 20.
13.
You know what I mean? Where
Yeah.
here it's like
So because we're more progressive,
right.
Yeah.
They
There's
have more
way more
opportunity.
girls going to college to play soccer.
Yeah, but
how
we're
many
the-
girls in Mexico are going to play soccer in college?
Yeah, but we're the worst
You know what I
country in the
mean?
world when it comes to feminist rights.
For sure.
I mean, everybody
Everybody
knows
knows
that, so that kind of goes against our argument.
I see
But
what
it's
you
a
did
super
there.
interesting dynamic, though, isn't it? Where the women
It is.
dominate, but the men get trounced.
Well, I guess your theory could also go into my theory that we're spending more on the women's team because
The money has nothing to do with it because you have to have kids be playing from a young
Yeah.
age and coming to the top. It's not like just paying them makes
Yeah, I
them,
don't think money always.
so over here they're playing at a young age and they're moving up the ranks.
right. There's more of them playing, whereas
Especially in soccer, the money isn't. I don't think is necessary. Like third world countries can dominate at soccer because you don't need as much money to be good at soccer. You don't-
specifically in the World Cup, yeah,
yeah.
right.
So
Yeah, a kid with a ball and any two things to kick it between
exactly.
now has a soccer field and can practice to his
Right.
heart's content.
Exactly.
Yeah, or her.
Well, over here,
Yeah,
they kick it
over
into
here.
a goal that's proper.
It was crazy because the little bit I got to watch, I just was flipping through, and it was the game against Trinidad.
yeah.
Where they were up 3-0. I turned it on at the half, and they just scored at will. And I was thinking the same thing. I'm like, we got these tall, mostly good-looking, long-haired, and they got like these look like dudes over there in Trinidad. Like, or no, it's Thailand. It was Thailand. Like
Well, it's very hard to distinguish between
my
Trust
males
him.
and females in Thailand. Yeah. Ugh.
Yeah.
my one of my sons was like, "Is that a girls' team?" Like he was confused.
The dead giveaway is how slow they move.
Yeah. They just were getting. They got their ass. They scored 12 goals in a half.
Our team is awesome.
Yeah.
They are awesome.
But it's so crazy, though, isn't it? How it's opposite for the sex.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed it.
Yeah,
clearly.
Never
but
thought
it-
about the societal
never-
dynamic associated with it.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's weird,
we're giving them opportunity.
right?
And like
USA.
we dominate.
Respect.
Like it's not like
Oh,
like the top tier soccer teams, men's. There's tons of great ones. We're the best women's, and then the next two levels down aren't even close.
How
And
are
then-
the traditional powerhouses on the women's side, like the Germans and the Brazilians? Like, are they still really great teams, or is it like
yeah. I mean, they're good.
They're
but
good.
They're getting better, but we just have this.
We're favored to
start.
win every
Yeah.
World Cup, where that's never the case for any. Like it's not like Germany
Yeah.
is favored to win every men's World Cup.
we didn't even make it last time
Yeah.
on the men's side?
We've never. I don't think we've ever won a men's World
No,
Cup.
well, not that I'm aware of.
no. We never won
Yeah.
one. But last time we didn't even make it to the dance.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was
Like,
horrible.
We were beaten out by Costa Rica.
and no
Yeah.
one watched it because of that.
Well, here,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
Do you think so? The argument for our men's team always sucking is that the athletes go to other sports. Do you think the women don't have the other sports to go to in this country, and that's why they stay in soccer?
There's an argument to be made for that, but I guess you can make the same argument overseas too.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't.
But I
think
mean,
that's it.
the women's sports across the board, taking out the pro level, the women have just as much opportunity to play field hockey, volleyball, softball. There's other sports, so it's not like soccer's the only sport all the way up through college, right?
Right.
Like, I mean, you
Exactly.
could go play whatever the hell you wanted.
Yeah.
Most of the badasses are soccer players, though. Like in college, it was always like you could tell, like the girls who played soccer were athletes
Yeah.
compared to like the girls who played softball.
You can't play elite level soccer and not be an athlete. I mean, there's just no way.
Yeah.
That's why I play soccer.
You can get away. Football, there's some positions. Baseball, there's some positions, but you can't play elite level soccer and not just be a phenomenal athlete.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you could be a damn DH.
Yeah.
In baseball. I mean,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous. Just hit. And that's all.
That's it.
I can't even chase a ball in the outfield, so I'm
Yeah.
just going to hit.
I'll get a runner when I get to first.
Right.
Yeah, tap out.
Yeah.
I'm done. Bringing that woman soccer player. She's quick.
She's hella fast.
She can get around. No worries. I have been watching it though. I do enjoy it.
There was a game on today. Did
Yeah,
you
and
watch
they
it?
barely
Yeah,
won.
Really?
We won 2-1 against España.
I did not see it. How was it?
Those girls from Spain were pretty damn good.
Really?
Like now that we're in this next level,
Yeah.
we're clearly not going to be beating the crap.
What
out of
level
people.
is it?
We've just made it out of the first round. So these are all the winners.
Made it out of the round robin pool play, and now it's in like Sweet 16, down to
Yeah,
8, down to
gotcha.
4.
And the level of competition is way up. I mean, these other girls were phenomenal. So, but we pulled it off, and I missed how it ended. There was like a few minutes left, and when I left and when I came back, I just pulled it up, and it said won due to controversial penalties. That's all I know.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, which means other people are bitching.
That's
USA.
Every sport is like that, it seems like. There's always, I mean, really, in every big game, there's always a call that could have gone one way, could have gone one way, or could not have gone another way. I mean,
Yep.
it's just part of a game.
Look at us talking sports.
Number one sports podcast in the RVA.
Yep.
I was thinking about trying to do more like Facebook ads, like putting them out there. And I was wondering if I should jokingly do one that's like the number one sportscast in RVA and just see if we get people. But then those people aren't going to stick around. We're like, these
They'll come for
assholes.
the sports and stay for the funny.
That's right.
Ugh, we better give them more sports. we better tighten this up. That's definitely not our forte. Even though I spend the vast majority of my time watching sports, I feel like it's becoming a larger and larger part of my life.
I don't watch nearly as much because between my two boys, I watch so much of their sports. I really don't care. I follow,
Yeah.
I keep up with everything, but I'm either at the ball field or at the pool every day. So I'm watching all that, and I enjoy that
Yeah.
more than watching any of the pros.
Yeah, I watch football, hockey, golf, soccer,
It's a lot
when
of
the World
sports.
Cup's here. But I don't watch football, hockey. I don't watch all of the
You
games,
don't watch-
though.
No,
I always have a Cubs game on in the background.
And I will get into virtually any sport in the finals.
yes, yeah. I
Speaking of.
don't follow hockey or basketball. Their playoffs are amazing. Like
Yeah.
you get fully invested in all of it. You're like, holy shit! This
Haley,
is
we
great.
haven't had a chance to talk to you since the NBA Finals. You must have been pretty excited to watch your boy Stephen lose.
I watched most of that last series. Pretty pumped.
Yeah, you're just you're a big hater, and Troy, I believe
I
you're
do
a-
not like that guy.
I don't
I don't know
like
why,
him.
Sam,
I'm
I
Team
am.
Ely.
Yeah. He has a face you want to fucking mush your fist through.
I'm with you.
I don't know what it is,
but
but I want to plant one right in his fucking nose bone.
I never
It's
have this reaction to him.
egotistical, arrogant look
Yeah.
in his face
Yep.
in everything that he does.
everything,
Everything.
not just
Yeah.
when he's playing. Just it's all the time.
It's crazy because I think here's a guy that, wasn't going to be drafted very high, but then made a name for himself in the NCAA tournament, and then got a shot, and now he's become a superstar. I'm like, good on you.
Yeah, he's such a great guy.
You just can't stand him.
No.
I mean, I can see the look on your face. You look like you want to punch them. My threat level
No,
just went
it was
from blue
crazy.
to green.
You're on green. Okay. Thing is, I can't even put my finger on it. I don't
know.
even know.
Yeah.
I legitimately. So he has a new show where he does fucking putt.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want to watch this just so that I can find a reason to like him.
Yeah,
Just to see what he's like outside of the way I see him on the basketball court.
Yeah.
Because I want to give him a chance.
So you're still willing to you're rooting.
I am, because I know that I don't have a reason to not like him. I'm just looking at him and I fucking hate the way you look.
that's the maddening thing when you can't put your finger on it. Like
Right.
you said. Something about the way he chews on that fucking
Oh,
mouthpiece.
that's
dude.
a lot of it.
I mean, that's annoying. I'll give you that, but
It's
I
like,
don't.
are you using the mouthpiece? Or are you just trying to look cool?
It's
and
like
chew
he
on it?
has to have extra swagger every time he's in his whole life.
Yeah,
Does that make sense? It's kind of like the way Will Smith is always cool in every movie.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck, I get it.
Yeah.
You never do anything wrong.
Do you hate
You're
Will
the baddest
Smith?
dude on the planet.
Do you
No,
dislike
I love
Will-
Will Smith, but I love
Okay,
some of
weird.
the roles that he does. Give me a role I can think of the one where him and his kid were homeless, which was an amazing movie, but where he's not like, I'm this invulnerable badass that nothing goes wrong
He
to.
did have one role where he was a gay guy, and like he was he wasn't like the lead character in some movie.
And so he was vulnerable.
Yeah, I never saw the movie, but I do remember that.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have no idea. What
No,
you're
I'm just
talking-
saying-
Oh, you talking about
no, no,
Philadelphia? I couldn't believe how much he looked like Tom Hanks in that.
Yeah.
He crushed
That was
it.
crazy.
Milk.
He played a good Harvey.
Right.
No, but you're right. He is
It's
always
the same thing. He's always the coolest dude.
yeah.
Never has a moment of.
But
You
yet
know,
with Will
awkwardness.
Smith, you like it because of the Fresh Prince. That's probably what carries over. And then you cannot stand
Well,
Stephen
people just
Curry.
like that in general.
But Stephen Curry, no. I mean, you can't
No,
stand it.
I don't like him. I don't know why. He fucking drives me nuts.
I feel like he's faking his swagger and he's just waiting for it to go away. Like he's putting
Well,
on a show and it's
just might have because his whole team's gone.
yeah.
I like the fact that every shitbird was like, even like the Stephen A's and all of them. They're like, Toronto has no chance. Like,
Yeah.
we'll entertain this finals. And
yeah.
it'll be funny. Like when they went down a game, they're like, oh, they're gonna come back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like making jokes and shit, and then they got mollywopped.
Except Stephen A. screaming at the top of his lungs.
Right.
I don't know why anyone's even watching this. It's already done. Max. That's my
That
first
was my-
Stephen A.
that was-
That
that was
sounded
great.
pretty
Yeah.
good.
That was my extra white Stephen A. Did you hear
Yeah.
mine? Yeah.
Max.
Yeah. For
Did
sure.
you see the video? I saw it yesterday, today, going around. This dude that doesn't look like Kawhi Leonard at all is wearing a Kawhi Leonard jersey and has cornrows and is walking around Toronto after they won, and people are swarming him, getting him to autograph things. All these white folk
Yeah.
that don't know who Kawhi Leonard is are just taking pictures with this dude.
What makes them think that Kawhi Leonard would choose to wear his
His own
jersey around?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, the last thing I'd wear when I got off the court was my jersey.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
I saw some crazy stat about about Toronto winning. It was like basically no Canadian hockey teams have won in like way longer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Than the first one in basketball of all damn sports.
That's crazy.
yeah, which is really nuts if you think about it. I think Montreal has won the Canadians have won the most, but no one from Canada has won in a long time.
Really?
Yeah,
that is weird.
it's really weird.
Because they're always up there.
You know
Yeah.
why the tables turned?
Sipping on syrup.
The day Gretzky left, that's when it became okay. Like the stigma was gone.
Because the Ottawa won a ton with him.
And then he left, and it was like, oh, you know what? It's okay to do that. You go chase the money. It's a professional sport. I think
Yeah.
that was the changing of the tide. And boy, howdy has it.
Yeah. Free agency has really changed sports, and I love it. I love the fact that people can just up and leave and decide, I'm not playing for this shithole team. I'm going to go to the – I don't want to be in Buffalo. I'm going to go to Miami.
Yeah.
Like,
It'd be interesting if in my job, like after 4 years, I was like, well, I'm going to test the waters. Now, I'm not necessarily going anywhere. You come to me with your best solution. And I just start going out there, putting it out and just field offers.
I mean, you got to think, if you have the chance to live wherever you want to live to work, why would you choose somewhere, like a Buffalo or, some of these smaller cities like,
you
Yeah.
have to build your team through the draft because you've got those dudes for 4 or 5 years.
Yep.
And then after that, they're like, all right, you guys are the greatest fans in the world, but I hate my yard.
And you know
It's
those
freezing.
teams only bring recruits up during nice seasons.
Oh, you know
what
it.
I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
No. August is the only time available for the hotel.
They're like, this is beautiful. You have lakes and like,
Right.
Yeah.
For sure.
Look at all the boating, and then mind you, like basketball's played during the winter.
Yeah.
You got to go outside 42 times to get your chauffeured limo and like go to the stadium to play. You're like,
Right.
this sucks. The worst.
motherfucker. Well, I'm hoping that this show's all right for you, so you can find something not to hate.
It's a funny
Curry.
show. I watched the
Oh,
first
you have?
episode. Yeah.
oh, so you've actually seen it because it's
Is it Rob Riggle or is it?
It's Rob Riggle and
Yeah.
another dude, and he like Rob Riggle is doing his straight straight man routine, and the other dude can't hold it together.
Really?
Yeah, he just starts cracking
That's
up.
awesome.
Every time Rob says something, he's just losing his shit.
Yeah.
It's basically Wipeout with putt-putt, if you remember that show, Wipeout.
Yeah.
So at what point do you get wiped out, though? Like, this is what I don't understand. I understand they're putting.
So
Now,
they
if you-
putt through like a giant windmill, and then
Yeah.
they have to run through the fucking windmill and not get fucking hit by the fucking blades.
Okay, so whatever the ball has to deal with, you have to
Not
deal
always. Every hole's different, but yeah, like sometimes you get trucked, sometimes you don't. You know, it's pretty good. It's funny.
What does he do?
Steph.
Yeah.
So he's executive
Limited?
producer. Yeah. So he
Oh.
starts the show off by being all cocky and telling you how cool he is. Then he
Hey, y'all.
then
I'm
one
Steph.
hole like
You know me.
and they
You know who I am.
I'm chewing on my putter.
and they basically
It's my daughter Riley.
they allude to it. They go, "Let's get our famous producer out here. Here's a throw to our producer," and he's in the studio. Then, like halfway through the show, the first one he comes out and like hits a chip shot for the guy or the girl. Like he's part of their team for one shot and has to hit like this chip shot over to the other green. He's a bit player on the show.
But he's getting paid to do
Oh
it.
yeah, or he's paying. I don't know how it works. If it's
My
his
understanding
concept.
is he pitched it.
Yeah,
He's a really good golfer for sure.
yeah.
See, you don't. At least you're willing to admit you don't. Your hate isn't like unfounded.
It's
or
not deep. I know he does
Yeah.
amazing things for the community. He's a good person, but just looking at him,
Yeah, I agree.
It's his face.
yes,
It's his
100%.
face.
It's weird how you have that, and I say you, we all have it, where it's like you meet certain people and you're like, I don't like this dude. They've not, and that person hasn't done anything. And
No.
then certain people, you're like, this dude looks like he's cool to hang with. It's like, why?
And then what happens is like years go on, and you're like, man, you're the shit, and I hated your ass.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
That is funny how you pass judgment on somebody
sure.
immediately. You meet him, you're like,
Yeah.
I don't know. He's just kind of a dick.
Yeah.
They're like,
Air
really?
Maxes.
Yeah. Immediately judge him
That's
on his
right.
Air Maxes.
Right.
I've been there. But then it's like you will hold that grudge just unfounded for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
For no reason. And then you're like,
But sometimes
You're
you're
all right.
right. Sometimes you're right. Your
A
gut.
lot of times.
I mean, your gut is your gut for a reason. Like,
it's not often that you meet someone, you immediately go, I really like them, and then find out you don't like them. Your
Yeah.
gut does usually go, hey, this guy looks kind of like a douche.
yeah, the batting average is probably higher than you would think.
Yeah. I think you're more likely to call the nasty ones
Yeah,
than to screw it up the other way. Now, I've certainly done that too, though.
for sure.
You know, I've been like, this dude's all right. And then it's like, oh, stole my whatever. I had a dude like that in college. Like, loved this dude. And then,
His last name start with a W.
yes. Of course.
God, I'm good.
Of course. That son of a bitch. He like stole my golf clubs
Wow.
and like was playing with my other buddy playing golf. And he's like, yo, where'd you get that? Because my driver had been chewed up by a dog. Like you can't
Yeah.
miss it, you know?
And that's not a common occurrence with drivers. Like, you see one chewed up, it's not like every fourth one's chewed up. Like,
Exactly. he had taken my books.
what did he say?
That guy Will's got a lot cooler.
But
What did he say to your buddy? When he's like, where'd you get those gloves?
oh, he's like, no, I got these from my dad. And he's like, no, you didn't. He's like, yeah, I did. But this dude was like a pathological liar.
Yeah.
He would lie about everything.
Wow.
Like took me aside one night and told me that, you know, his mom or his grandma had bought like all this Microsoft stock back in the day and had given it to him, and he was thinking about, you know, leaving school. And like had this whole like heart to heart with me and like how he's torn between leaving now or should he finish out. And I'm like, man, if you can, you should
He's a
finish out.
Nigerian prince.
Yeah. And then like
I can get you something. You just need to give me 10 grand up
Yeah,
front, and
for
then
sure.
we'll both be rich.
you know what really exacerbated the situation is he was already like this pathological liar, and then he found cocaine.
Ooh.
And
Nice.
now he could tell you more lies in less time than any man should be able
For a
to.
longer period of time.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Like he was quite capable of squeezing 20 lies into 2 minutes.
Yeah.
You'd be like, wow, that was impressive. But it took a long time
Trying to
before
beat his own
I-
record.
Yeah.
How do you even keep up with all those lies? That's what I don't understand.
He didn't. That's what eventually
Yeah.
made it unravel. It's like I would talk to him and be like, so what are you
Isn't
going to
he
do with the
around here
Microsoft
somewhere?
stuff? Yeah. Yeah, he's nearby.
Yeah.
I run into
Let's
him every
hang
once
with
in a
this
while.
dude. He sounds awesome.
That's the problem. He's so charming. Like when you meet him, you're going to be like,
They often are.
yeah. Yeah, the bigger the scumbag, the more charming they are.
Yeah.
That's what throws you off. That's when it gets you. But this dude would just, he'd be reading your book, talking on your phone, swinging your golf clubs, and he'd be like, nah, it's coincidence. And you're like, it might be.
Yeah.
He's so charming.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it was the worst.
It's like how many people more people used to be like that, right? Like back in the day, like just people were more trusting back, 30, 40, 50 years ago. Like people would swindle and lie and cheat, and you just kind of were
Word
more,
travels faster now.
Yeah.
People like throwing it out on social media.
Yeah, you
like,
get
you're a
busted
dick.
and you run out. You just change towns and you go smooze your way through another set of friends,
Yeah, find yourself
another state over.
a fifth wife, whole new family,
Well, like that movie Catch Me If You Can. It's just crazy. Like that was real life. Like dude just faked all those high-level professions and made all those checks. Like, whoa.
You watch Sneaky Pete on Amazon?
I don't.
You should. It's the same thing.
So it's just a con artist?
Yes. And it's awesome.
Might have to check this one
It's
out.
got Giovanni Ribisi. He's the main character.
Yeah.
Okay.
He would be good for that.
Yeah.
I could see him as that role.
Right.
I kind of hate him already.
He's got a cellmate who's been telling him stories about his life, like the whole time they've been in prison. And he gets out ahead of time and goes to his family's house and is like, "It's me,
Oh, wow.
Pete, your fucking son, your grandson you haven't seen in 20 years, and lives with this family."
And they're not like, that's clearly not
they
you.
hadn't seen him in 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, since he was a little kid.
Oh, that's brilliant.
Yeah.
And he's
'Cause
got all.
he has the sick memory, so like dude told him a story about the rope swing, and he talks about them.
Remember when I fell off
where was the rope? What happened to the rope swing? And y'all used to make those apples, Granny. Remember that apple pie you used to make all the time? And they're like, "Oh, it's you." It's fucking crazy, dude. Yeah,
I got to check this
it's pretty
one out.
good. Yeah, you'll enjoy it.
That sounds
old
all
people.
right.
They believe anything.
They do. Yeah.
Those silly ass old people.
Well, you
sure.
probably got a ton of time to catch up on all kinds of shows.
Oh, I've been watching all kinds of shit. Watched the hell out of The Office. Sitting around.
So
I mean,
good.
you can't leave the house for the most part. I mean, you've got a newborn, man. Congratulations!
Thanks,
I know
appreciate it.
we've said it on the air, but I've noticed we're one download lower than normal. So I'm assuming you haven't been listening
Yeah.
all that free time. But yeah,
So
man.
no, one of us is sitting in the house a lot of the time with the baby.
Yeah.
So
Not
lots of
venturing out a
Netflix.
lot yet.
We actually are. I mean, not a ton. Like we're not going to breweries or anything yet.
Yeah,
but, like,
yeah.
we'll go to the store. Like we took him to the store before I came here. So
But it's also not your first kid. The first kid is
Right.
like,
Yeah.
shut the doors, lock it down.
Yeah.
We're not going anywhere. And then by the time
Yeah.
you have more kids, you're just kind of like,
Let's get positive pressure ventilation going in
Yeah.
here. Like,
no, like we're
wash your hands 4 times before you walk through the door.
yeah. And we're at the river and take him on golf cart rides. Like he loves riding around
Yeah.
on the golf cart and
that's good.
fresh
All right.
air, all that cool shit.
All right,
Hell
so
yeah.
things are good. You sleeping yet?
No, so
No.
actually, it's getting a lot better. But we, from the beginning, like the first night or two, I was like, this isn't working because even if you alternate, like, cool, he's hungry now, your turn. He's hungry now, your turn. When you're both in the same bed, you both wake up.
Yep.
Of course.
There's no. It might be your turn, but I'm still having to wake up because I hear the damn kid. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So what we started doing was we would split the night from 9 p.m. to 7 a.m. Someone would take first shift, someone would take second shift. One person goes to the other end of the house and
Yeah.
sleeps the whole time.
Now there's the answer.
Yes. And the other person deals with the kid for 4
Yeah.
hours. And then you rotate. So we've been doing that pretty religiously. And it's worked.
That's a
pretty-
good way to
Yeah,
do
it
it.
works pretty well.
Yeah, because when you're getting less sleep, you need good sleep.
Exactly.
Like, you
So,
can't be the.
damn
up
it, I
and
need
down.
to count on 4 or 5 hours no matter
Yeah.
what. But now he's getting to where, like just last night, he went for 2 5-hour stints,
Ooh,
Nice.
Nice.
which is amazing. So, getting better.
That's good. All right. So you're coming out of it a little bit.
Yeah. Aside from that, just crying, shitting, eating, and sleeping. That's basically
That's all they did.
That's it.
A
Yeah.
heavy rotation of
Uh-huh.
that.
Staring out in space.
That's
and
it.
shit.
That's what you
Yeah.
want them to do.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it in a nutshell.
Angela loves this age. Like I think
It's the worst.
it's the worst. They're
Yeah.
like globs of nothing. Like
Yeah,
they don't
they-
even look at you. They're just staring around.
Yeah.
Every once in a while
You know
they
what I
cry.
mean? Yes.
They're demanding.
Right.
And then you're like, God, it smells. What the?
Right.
Somebody changed the kid. Yeah,
No
no,
personality yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're just
Infants-
kind of there.
Infants are miserable. I don't care how many. And like, what's funny is like, puppies are at least cute. They only stay in that infant stage for like 4 days.
Yeah.
Like dogs have it under control. Cats, everything. Even though you hate puppies.
Why don't we put diapers on puppies?
That's a good question.
Shouldn't that be a thing?
Then you don't know when to beat them.
Good point.
What are you going to rub their nose in?
But they got diapers now, though, that change color when there's piss in it.
Yeah.
So you see it change color, whoop its ass.
Yeah.
I mean, because that is kind of, you want to teach the dog to crap. I guess because it moves so much faster across that spectrum from infant to toddler, if you will.
Just you would rat fuck your house less if you did that. It just seems like it would make sense.
Yeah.
I guess it would make sense for like the first couple weeks because you're really not
You know what
teaching
it is?
anything then.
Getting that bitch to sit still long enough to put a diaper on it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
That's a bear.
And not have it tear at it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's another one. Good
Probably
call.
eat it immediately.
For sure.
Oh, they probably
Yeah.
wait till they put a big steamer in there and then eat it. 'Cause that's
Yeah,
what dogs love.
They do.
This diaper's delicious with shit in it.
Oh, fuck around and come home and your dog's in the crate and it's covered in shit.
Oh, God.
Oh, dude, I've been there before.
How big's the crate for your kid?
2x3.
That's plenty big.
I saw one of those videos online where the kids got into like the paint and like put it all over.
That video was ridiculous. Did you
yeah,
see
oh yeah,
it?
you posted it, right?
Yes.
I never had my kids do anything remotely like that. Like
Me either.
that was insanity.
That
Like,
was-
how
dude,
long did you
that
leave
was
those
bananas.
kids? How long did you leave those kids alone?
Like, I've never seen anything like that.
Hold on,
Yeah.
why'd they leave kids? I have not seen this. Why'd they leave
Oh my
kids with
gosh.
open paint
Dude,
buckets?
the amount of paint they had, it looked like they went into a fucking Sherman-Williams and just got pints and just
Yeah.
left open pints around the fucking house.
Why would you leave that around
These
a child?
kids-
Kid could die.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
that's poison.
Yeah.
They're gonna eat it. They're gonna be doing. So
they
what'd the
wiped it
kid
on-
do?
It was more than one kid, right? It was like 2 or 3
Yeah,
kids.
2 or 3.
And I mean,
Well, yes, the best painting crews have multiple kids.
they got it on
no.
the floors, the walls, the bathrooms, each other.
Oh,
How
it's
much
insane.
paint is in that house? What is happening?
They
Yeah,
painted
it's
entire
insane,
surfaces
dude.
with it. All up and down the stairs, like
I'm floored at what I'm
Right.
seeing right here. I mean,
It's
there's
crazy, isn't
but
it?
there's like paint in every room.
yeah, they
Right.
went around like
For
it
sure.
wasn't contained.
Oh,
They
there's
painted a baby in a crib.
Yeah.
like it's crazy. How does that happen?
No.
Well, I can tell you who's not to blame. The infant. There's one instance.
Yeah.
where
They're
the
probably
infant was
like,
all right.
oh, dude, this landlord's an asshole. We give our notice and about to get out of here.
That mother.
Hey, kids, how do you feel about purple?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you even get all that up? Like you can't.
No.
Oh, burn the house down.
Set it on fire.
Burn it.
You're done.
Depending on what the paint, it might be pretty flammable. Just
Yeah.
throw a match in there.
So what have y'all been talking about while I've been wrangling kids? Anything cool? I did hear part of the light beer challenge, so aside from that, anything cool?
Oh yeah, I'm sure there was tons.
Yeah, tons of cool stuff. I
I
just
would
can't
have to-
recall any
I'd
of
have
it.
to look back at the episodes.
That's right.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
But it's been the light beer challenge was shocking, as you can imagine, just as much as the lager showdown.
It was funny too because you guys were so convinced. Like, yeah, that's Coors. That was Miller. And then the abacus is like, wrong, bitches.
I still think we didn't do it right because it was all the beer was warm.
because
it
we
w-
invited the advocates.
Yeah, it was not ice cold beer. It had been in a fridge for a couple hours, but it was not ice
Frosty.
cold beer. Yeah, it was.
Well, we'll run it back. We should have put them in the Yeti.
Then they would have froze solid.
Should have been done. Oh, that's true. Then you can't really do the challenge. Good call. Good call.
Okay, I'm down.
Yeah, but I feel like you've been gone forever, but it's only been like a month and a half.
6 episodes?
Feels like longer.
That's the Stu effect.
Yeah.
Just clowning Stu. He's been over here reaching out to us. I think he's trying to come
I think
by,
he'll be
but
here soon.
I don't want to check the messages because
Yeah, you're hoping he doesn't.
no, I don't want to interrupt the flow of the show. I actually love having Stu here. I think he's a great addition to the show. So I think most people have agreed with that sentiment.
Dude, so I had a house full of people last week. My sister came up with my niece to watch the boys all week. And then out of fucking nowhere, a Friday, my sister was coming up Sunday. Friday, my dad was like, yeah, we might come up Monday. he lives in South Carolina. His wife. And I'm
No
like,
chance your sister was in cahoots?
no, she was furious because she didn't want him and mostly my stepmom gumming the system up.
Right.
Oh, I hope they don't
Because
listen.
she had all sorts of plans. Then, like, he calls me Saturday. He's like, we'll be up tomorrow. I was like, all right, see you Sunday. And it was Father's Day, so it was nice to actually see my dad on Father's Day. But it was like, we just had a house full of people, dude. First week of summer, my kids were a fucking disaster, dude. My sister just took them and just ran them. Like, King's Dominion multiple times, bowling, Sky Zone, pool, like just fun
Nice.
times.
Living the dream.
So they went to an arcade, went out to Mechanicsville, and she saw a friend of hers who had some kids, and they went to one of these arcades, and they come back, and they got all this crap. You know the tickets, and then they give
1,000
you the free crap.
tickets for 5 pieces of gum.
So my young son gets some disappearing ink, and I'm like, my sister's like, just don't go squirting on just anything. Let's see if it actually works. So she takes out a white dishcloth out of the drawer, and he squirts this blue ink all over it. And we're like, all right, wait a few minutes. Let's see if it disappears.
Yeah.
We go sit in the living room, and then he comes storming around. He comes storming into the fucking living room, just mad at the world, just pissed off. And I'm like, dude, what is going on? He's like, it doesn't work. I'm like, what do you mean it doesn't work?
Would it disappear on him?
I said, oh, it's still blue. So I go over there and look at it. The blue is gone. It's completely gone. I go, dude, it's gone. It disappeared. He's like, no, the towel's still there.
That is
Oh, no.
I go, dude,
That's the bad.
dude,
Yeah.
my sister and I we look at each other
Dying.
like we just cut eyes and we start fucking giggling. And now he sees us laughing at
Yeah.
him.
Oh.
He's 7
wow.
and he's like just pissed.
I'm sure.
He thought that shit was going to make whatever he squirted it on.
That's why he
fucking
got
disappear.
it.
Yeah, he
That's
did.
why I would have got it, too.
You know what? He's not wrong. I'd be horribly disappointed when things don't disappear with my disappearing ink.
Right.
I'm not even mad at him.
Exactly.
Like, that is messed up.
And then the kid, so my sister told me a story. My sister goes, hey, this is, she says to him, she goes, hey, this is my oldest friend. And he just looks at the woman. She's like 38. He goes, well, how old is she?
oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God.
He's batting 1,000.
Yeah, he is.
He's loving the summer, isn't he?
Dude,
That is
they're a wreck, man.
fantastic.
They can't get enough sleep. They're just between swim practice and ball and doing all this fun stuff. It's just they're already a wreck, dude. It's like 10 more weeks of summer. All right.
My kids dropped the old. I said, because it's Monday, and I was like, God, the weekend can't get here soon enough. My daughter looked at me and was like, every day's the weekend to me. And I was like, say it again. Say it again. And the other one's like, every day's the weekend to me. I was like, it's not funny.
Yeah.
Like, go to your room.
Yeah.
You're grounded. Don't like you.
I didn't send them away. They are tricky though, man. They're enjoying it. Today my daughter came in while I was on a conference call. I was like, hey, I'm trying to go to the pool. She's like, I need $20 to get my sister and I into the pool. And I'm like, what? And I'm like, I'm on a call.
Yeah.
And she's like, I need the money.
All
The
right,
baby.
make it 40. We'll get out of here quick.
Yeah, she's like, the babysitter's gonna take us to the pool. I just need $20. I was like, we're members of the pool. You don't
Yeah.
have to. She goes, it's not that pool. And I'm like, I don't even have time to figure out what's
Yeah,
going on.
yeah.
Handed $20. I was like, get out of here.
So you're paying membership to a pool they're not going to.
Yeah.
That's a good
The
feeling.
other one's better.
I don't know how this all took place, but it's
They
like
went to that membership pool and just pocketed the $20.
Exactly.
they like waited right up until that moment. They're like, Brendan, what's your take on this? And I'm like, oh, I think. And then right she comes in. We need to go to the pool. I need $20.
Oh, that is
I
the
was like,
worst.
You are shady at best.
Right.
But well done.
Did the people on the call hear?
No, because I hit mute. I heard her come thumping in.
Yeah.
And so I was like said my piece and was like mute. I was like, what do you want?
Yeah.
It's like, gotta go to the pool. Buggers, man.
Look who's here.
I know. Look at this. We were just talking
We were
about
just
how much
trashing
we
Shut
Nobody beats the Wiz.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Stu in the house. You just made it just in time for the deli, man. Your timing is actually.
Oh,
Slanging homes.
just cracked a cucumber seltzer, though.
Ooh.
Well,
That'll
Refreshing.
go great with this.
Nice.
no gluten in
Are
that.
you going to want all this?
Yeah, he is.
Not at all.
He's gonna love that. I am pretty excited about this.
Is that
beer.
another Narragansett?
It is another Narragansett
With a lobster on it.
with a lobster on it.
Okay.
Which is a giant insect.
Yeah.
So I was
Lobster.
I was walking through the store today, and I saw that they had the old school Narragansett, like for the 70s label, I guess, which to me means nothing. And then they said on the side of it, it said, this is the same can that the guy in the movie about the fish crushed. So it's like in Jaws, I guess the guy like throws down and crushes
because
the
they
can.
can't say Jaws.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
damn.
I guess they crushed an old school can.
Like the big game.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm good. This is it's the same beer, same can, or same beer?
No, so I didn't get that one because we've already had Narragansett on the air. In fact, Narragansett did very well for itself out here. Like I remember we all thought it was a pretty good lager, but this is the Narragansett Fresh Catch.
Yeah, it's a refreshingly golden ale dry hopped with Citra. It's sold on merit. It's 4.2% by volume, 16 ounce, and it's an
I had
ale.
to get something with some hops in it because I wanted Ely to come right back and remember why he left.
Right.
So put a little hop in the first deli back.
Thanks.
Hey, I care.
I'm just glad to see him. I haven't seen him in ages.
I know.
Oh, dude, when he pulled up, honestly, it was like seeing Santa Claus. Like I was psyched, man. I was like,
Nice.
this is awesome.
I told him to pull his pants up.
Yep, the old curmudgeon's here.
Waiting. Just at the front door waiting.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's not nearly as ticked off as we'd hope he'd be. A little more fired up.
At the bit. What he talk? He started yelling immediately within 5 minutes.
But that was kind of superficial. Just about punching someone in the face. I guess you're right.
Yeah, trust me, he came back in true Ely form.
This is hoppy smelling.
Yeah, it's got a little hop on the old palate too. Troy likes it.
That's why I like it.
It tastes different.
Ely is
He
back.
can't get enough
Jesus.
pistachios in his mouth to get the flavor
Yeah, I
out.
should
I
be
see
flunking
that.
them in this beer. Is what I
He's
should be.
crushing pistachios now.
Crush them up and throw them in the beer.
So
It's not a bad idea. Put a couple shells in there.
Yeah.
Rochester, New York.
yeah, they love Narragansett up in old Maine. All
They
that New
love
England.
beer up there. Bad beer.
Or down there, as Brendan would say.
I got that one right. I said up there.
Who knows
Yeah, I
where? Who possibly knows where it could be?
Exactly.
The Earth's flat anyway.
Right. Magellan, maybe.
Maybe. He's a poser. No Columbus.
See the meme with the tennis ball and the level sitting on it? Just
Yeah, I have.
He's like,
tennis
"See?"
balls are flat. Told you.
It worked though. It was interesting.
Which one?
I had Patton here the other day. It was like late night. He and I were drinking. It was like the conversations were kind of getting a little philosophical and also a little less intelligent. You know that fine.
Yeah.
You know that fine window there.
Yeah. Like,
where
why
it's
are
like
some farts bubbly?
And at the time, you think you're really deep.
Exactly. I've been thinking about this for a while. Man. What do you think?
he out of nowhere was just like he'd made a comment about the Earth being flat, and I was like, "Oh, you're still doing this old gag," and he's like, "It's not a joke, man." And I was like, "Hold on, all this time, you've gone back and forth, like you don't really think it, do you?" And he's
We're
like,
off the air, Pat.
and he's like, "You don't, you really don't." And he started getting kind of heated with me. He's like, "You really don't think the Earth is flat?" Like I was the crazy one. And I was like,
Wow.
could
Can
anybody
we have him on
else?
to do this? I
was
say
like-
we do this.
Yeah.
But he
Rile
won't
him up?
do it on the air because he knows that people start coming at him. But then when it was just he and I, he really did. He was like, "Come on, man! Like you don't really believe this, do you?" And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, I fully believe the Earth is round.
Yeah.
Like everything points to it." And I was just like, "Could anybody, any idiot, walk through the door now to back me up? Because I can't win. Because now it is 50-50. Like I just needed one
Watch
more
this
person."
video, bro.
Yeah. It's on YouTube, so you know it's legit.
Yeah. This guy wouldn't lie.
My whole thing is, to what end? Why would they fake it? Like, what's the end game here? You get more. Somebody's getting rich off round Earth facts.
Big snow globe.
Big snow globe.
I created
Snow globe money.
created the snow globe, But the Earth is flat, so I can't sell it. We've got to get everyone to think that it's round like
Yeah.
a snow globe.
Exactly.
Well, what was it just the other day? The
Worst snow globe ever, a flat one.
Yeah.
the like actual flat
It's a
earthers,
coaster.
the Flat Earthers Society or whatever put out a note to someone saying, "We'd just like to let everybody know that all of our global listeners are in agreement with the fact
Yeah,
that
I
it's
saw
flat
that.
Earth."
That's awesome.
I was like, it's
You say global.
Yeah, exactly.
Dummies.
All of our listeners around the plane.
All of
Yeah.
our map listeners. Yeah, it's. He really does believe it. It's interesting.
He just went off on a tangent.
Now
Are you
it's
sure? Are you, you're positive.
He really, again, I kind of like beat him down over it a little bit. Like, come on, dude, like you can't be serious. And he
Well,
did.
they say it goes that there's ice at the perimeter all the way around. Is that what the thing is?
he had all these stats.
What is the answer for why we don't see the sun at sometimes?
Well, it's going around.
But why does it go away from us?
Well, because it has to get around this huge flat surface, I guess.
But that's what I'm saying. If we're flat and the sun's here, we would see it all the time.
Yeah, it'd be like standing on the North Pole 24/7.
I think
Sunlight all the time.
It goes under the table. Is what?
That's kind of
I
how.
don't think that's what it is. I thought it was like a flat pizza with a fucking
The circle goes around it.
Yeah,
also.
stays on top of the table the whole
Yes.
time.
Time
Right.
is a flat circle, man.
yeah. It's like the Truman Show.
I mean,
Yeah.
look, I can't defend his position because I don't understand it.
You haven't watched the right videos, apparently.
I have. I've watched the videos, and I got to be honest. It's amazing how convincing they are.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you watch it, and you're like, wow.
It's a legitimate, solid study in psychology.
But it's well. The
That's what I'm
arguments
saying,
are well
is
done.
how well you
and when
can
they
convince
even,
somebody.
they talk about how it was like it's the Illuminati that do stand to gain from this because if people
with their
don't
goat head masks.
people don't believe
Yeah.
that the
You know how
Earth is.
expensive those things are?
For real.
It has something to do with their
Bilderbergs.
being. If the Earth was flat, and I don't know how this gap gets jumped, so don't quote me. But if the Earth isn't round, then there's no God. Is somehow it, and God they need to keep people in line to hold them back. But if the Earth is flat, there's not a God in some level. There's a leap that they make there.
God doesn't like pancakes? Like what's,
Yeah.
Can't stand them. Can't stand them. But apparently that's something to do with that, and they need there to be a belief in God, or you can't hold the people down from rising up against the select few that know about the flat Earth. Now, I get that I'm not making a good point because it's
no, I hear you.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
but,
it's religion. Is
but that's what they're saying. It has
Yeah.
to do with religion
Right.
as to why they need the Earth to be round.
totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Or you can just throw gravity out the window and go with the flat Earth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
It's just like that scene in Superman when the guys are in the what is it? The damn mirror. They put him in jail.
Oh, yeah,
Just
yeah.
flip it
Zod.
through- Zod.
Yeah.
Flip it through space. That's what we're doing.
Oh, where did he go?
But that movie was fake because you could
the
see
Phantom Zone. That's where he is sent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you could see Superman was pushing this stupid circular Earth to turning it backwards. It was ridiculous.
Everybody knows that the Christians made Superman.
Yes.
Here we go.
Starting to come together, actually.
Yeah, there's really the four wise men,
Yeah.
you know.
Right.
And then you had Clark.
Yeah.
Isn't
But
the
they got rid
best
of that.
part of all the superhero movies, especially the old ones like Superman, where it's like Superman,
knows that
everybody
it's him.
knows it's Superman. That guy with glasses, no clue who that guy is.
For
He's-
sure.
And
Where'd
no
you
one-
go?
And no one even goes, you kind of look like him. They just
Nobody.
are like,
Yeah.
who's this loser
That's
newspaper
right.
dude over
This
here?
doucher that can't put an article together.
He's hideous to look at.
Yeah.
Because he wears glasses.
Exactly. It is a good indicator. Like society back in the 70s, like we hated people with glasses. At least fucking nerds.
It's the whole.
We have an entire show based on it.
Is this guy special needs or something? I don't
That's
even
right.
know. Like,
yeah, exactly. Where's your extra chromosome, Clark?
But it's the whole. Now you see me. Now you don't.
Yeah.
Just glasses
yeah,
on. Glasses off.
and
I
no
know.
one no one pieces that together.
Right.
What I miss, guys?
Exactly.
Dude, Superman just showed up saving the world.
Out of nowhere. Yeah.
Oh, I was taking a shit. My
Huge
bad.
dumper.
Here's your glasses back, Clark.
Hot wings last night. Tore me up.
Where was Superman when I needed him?
Same goes for like Batman. Like, really? You're not gonna piece that one together?
Well, what do you think of this beer, Troy?
Batman drives.
Oh
me
yeah,
nuts.
we're doing that.
We are mid-deli or tangent zone.
I love to get Ely fired up on Batman.
Who the fuck? It's like a once a year thing, right?
I agree with you.
Yeah,
Like,
it's a fucking human with grappling hooks. And some dumbass wrote that he beat Superman.
the best was the guys. You got the nerds that got fired up over the girl Harley Quinn, who was just a psychopath with a
Yeah,
baseball bat.
right.
She's supposed to be like beating
Yeah,
up
everyone.
superhuman
Yeah, for
motherfuckers.
sure. Duh.
Yeah, she's just a crazy person.
Why? All right.
Oh,
Can we agree
Here we go.
that if you have to change the Batman as far as the actor every year, something's fucking
Yeah,
wrong?
you might just want to hang that one up
For sure.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like they're interviewing more new people. And I think and there's a new Bond now, too.
Well, they keep doing it with Spider-Man also.
I heard it's
Yeah.
going to be
Yeah.
The dude from the Twilight is going to be the
Yes.
new Bond. Or
No,
Batman. No,
Batman, yeah.
Which I'm like, of all the people,
Like
Well-
the scrawny little dude from Twilight?
the dude
The vampire
that was
dude, the pale dude.
that
Yeah,
looked
that's who
super
I'm
strange.
thinking of.
He's the next
Weird.
one.
Not even like the werewolf dude who at least had muscles.
No.
Yeah.
Interesting.
That would
Well,
be
it's-
Jacob.
It's what 30 years.
Yes. Sorry.
It's,
Why don't they do a Batman like the original one, where he's wearing like purple and gray
It
and
says
shit?
it Pow,
Those fucked up
bam.
ass.
Yeah,
types.
that would be awesome.
It would.
I was
With
just
some
gonna-
serious humor in there.
Yeah,
Yes.
because like,
we need Seth
Deadpool-
Rogen to take this on.
yeah, Deadpool is hilarious. Like
right.
Yeah.
the Batman's like super dark and edgy now. Like,
That was my question. Was now is Twilight Homer? Is he gonna? They're gonna make him duck like?
There's nobody that can replace Keaton 30
Keaton
years
was
ago.
pretty
The
awesome.
first one.
Yeah.
I mean, well, not the first one, but 89. I mean, that's
Yeah.
he was the. I thought he was the best.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
that's right.
Yeah, there were. I mean, you look back at that movie. There were some serious actors in between Jack and who else was it? Keaton. I mean, there was a
Who
lot
was
of people.
the
I can't
female
remember,
in that one?
That was
Kim Basinger. No.
Kim Ba-
Yeah,
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 Kim
yeah.
Kim Basinger.
In prime Kim Basinger years,
She was. Yeah.
a little bit all
That
right.
was a solid flick.
Now they're getting the guy from Twilight.
Yeah, who is super masculine according to millennials. Yeah,
Affleck did a pretty good job at Batman, right?
yeah. Like that's what I'm saying. Why bail?
He was the bomb in Phantom, Joe.
Yo, for sure.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah.
Every time he
Everybody
comes
knows
up.
So are we judging this?
Yeah. You want to go first? Too,
Want
or you
my
want Troy
score?
to go? No. No one wants your score until the end.
I'll get
Something
ready.
tells
To,
me you can guess it.
I'll get ready to ring this bell though, just in case.
Yeah, get your hand up there.
Yeah.
Hold it till next week.
This is a pretty. We'll see. Troy, go ahead.
I don't like this beer, but I see where a lot of people would because it's not overly flavorful, but it's not a light beer either. So it's kind of right down the middle. I think a lot of people will like this beer. I give it a 3, but I wouldn't go out and buy it. I wouldn't seek it out, but it's definitely more flavorful than a lot of light beers and not nearly as hoppy as a lot of the nerds that love their hops. The beer nerds.
Definitely not a pale ale,
No.
but hoppy. Stu, you got an opinion on this beer?
I was just looking at the NBC logo they got on here. It's kind of crazy. but,
This dude always is into the
I mean, they're going off of the name.
Narragansett Brewing Company, not
Right.
National Broadcast Company.
I'm just saying they got an
Okay.
NBC logo
Just-
on here.
just putting it out there because this is an audio forum. And you're
What's
just saying
the
there's an
lobster have to
NBC
do with
logo.
anything?
Maine. They're so popular in Maine. I understand
See,
it's from
like
upstate New
looking
York.
at the bottle makes me think it's going to taste fishy.
It's in New York,
Fresh
not
kit,
Ru-
yeah.
I
that's
know,
not
but
Maine.
it's a New England beer. Even
Yeah.
though it is out of New
No,
York, I'll give you that.
I'll give it a straight 2.5 because I'm not a
Brendan
big,
says he doesn't know is what he means.
I'm
He
not-
said, so the can says Narragansett Brewing Company, Rochester, New York. Then right below it says, write or visit us at 461 Main Street, Pawtucket, Rhode Island.
See, there you go.
So which one is it?
I mean, they must have started there, and then they wanted to get the finer New York water.
Well, that's why I got confused with the lobster in Rochester, New York. I'm like,
Yeah.
that doesn't go hand in hand.
Well, it's sold on merit.
It's made on honor, sold on merit.
That's right.
We salute you.
I've heard that good water thing is a big thing for breweries. That's why
Yeah.
there's a lot
Yeah.
starting up in Flint.
You know, we got to look into that. I'll give you 20 right now to invest.
I'm just telling you what I read.
What have we got here? A fucking comedian.
So I like this.
What
beer.
does Stu say? What was your score?
2.5.
I said 2.5 because I'm just not the big IPA guy, but it's kind of, I don't know, it's a little flat.
I like this beer a lot. The famous Narragansett Fresh Catch.
You
I mean,
would,
it's
hipster
basically
bastard.
their crappy ale, just dry hopped with citra
Yeah.
hops. And what I like about that being dry hopped is it's not like really in the beer. It's just on the nose. So like
Yeah.
when you taste it, it's hoppy, but it doesn't last like an IPA. Like it just goes away. So it's more of just a flavor punch instead of taking over everything in the beer. So
It is an IPA.
It's not. It just says it's an ale that's been dry hopped with citra.
You think that's them trying to get away from being labeled an IPA?
I just don't. Well, yes, I think they are trying to distance
The A in
themselves.
IPA is ale, and dry hopped is part of the IPA process.
But in order to make a hoppy beer, you first you brew it when you make the wort. When you're boiling it, you have a ton of hops in there. Dry hopping is when you put it in at the very end, after the boil, and it just gives it more of the aroma as opposed to a ton of flavor. So a hardcore beer will have all the hops in it, and then they'll dry hop it at the end to punch it up even more. This, I'm guessing, skipped the first step because I taste it mostly like it's a quick hit. It's not.
So is this an IPA?
No.
No says the can.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Does it
sure.
taste like a light IPA? Yes. That's exactly what it tastes like.
I like this beer. I would say it's easy drinking and definitely has some good flavor to it. I'm tempted to give it a 4, but I'm going to scale it back to a 3.5 because I like how easy drinking it is. So
Because you want Ely to really
Round
give
it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the big number.
Right.
I do. Let's bring that home.
For
Okay,
sure.
I'm going to stick at 3.5. Ely, bring us home.
Here it comes.
Yeah, it's dog
three
shit.
and a half, 2.5.
Boom.
I'm sorry I missed that. Everyone was talking over. What?
It's really good. Dog shit.
It's good dog shit.
So
Yeah.
you don't like it.
You're going to eat that white dog shit, though, back.
I got
No,
a
I know.
belly
It
full
tastes
of
like an
white-
IPA. Yeah. I mean, I will give you that it's a little bit lighter than an IPA, which gives it a little bit of clout to me. It's
Yeah.
better than it could be. So the fact that it's lighter makes it a little bit better. But if it
The
tastes
same way,
like I don't like that IPA hoppy funk.
Yeah.
It tastes like shit to me.
Yep.
So it's like the same way, like losing a finger is better than losing a hand. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll give you
Bingo.
that, but I'm still not psyched about.
Is
the
there an
situation.
option where I don't lose any digits? I'll take that.
Yeah,
That's
that's,
a
that's off
Budweiser.
the table. Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I'll give it a 2.
2? So that's not a deli. The Narragansett
Wah, wah, wah.
has failed.
Yeah, of
In
course.
fact,
Yeah.
there's only one person in the room who likes it.
Yeah. The hipster.
Yeah.
I am shocked about.
The hipster.
Okay, you are an OG Miller light beer drinking motherfucker.
Right.
Point us to.
Have you
Thank you, Troy.
flipped over to being an IPA person yet?
No.
Dude,
Yeah,
he's a
never.
White Claw guy.
Yeah, but he
No, but
can't-
I'm just
he's-
saying, not to talk. Yeah.
he doesn't drink beer anymore.
I started drinking some more beer, but yeah, when we did the whole taste testing and everything else, up until it's just Miller Lite, and I've never been an IPA guy. I'll have
yeah.
one if it's I'll try them if it's cold enough, maybe. But
So what I'm trying to figure out is like what gets people that have been drinking light beer their whole lives to adapt that flavor.
I don't know. Cool Points is the only thing I can think.
I'm
Like
not.
you legitimately feel like you tried this thing. IPAs, when you had them the first time, you're like, that's pretty fucking solid. I've been looking for that flavor.
I can honestly tell you the first time I had like a pale ale, I was like, this is awesome. I like whatever this is.
I've had multiple buddies. One of them's a listener. He said he always hated them, and then just you ended up drinking enough of them because you go to these breweries. It's basically all they have. He's like, one day I just started liking them.
Shove enough down your
Yeah,
gullet.
exactly. Yeah.
Well,
It's
what
like regular beer when you were young and you're like,
Yep.
Yeah,
You
the
know
first
what I
time
mean?
you had an MGD, you were
Yeah.
like,
High
this
Life.
is awful.
My parents drink this shit and they're all happy and loving it. What the fuck is wrong with them?
Yeah, and then
No,
one day you go, oh, I get it.
Yeah.
wasn't it like I remember
No, you
just
go.
Oh, yeah,
I think like
get it,
my
man.
first delve into it was Sierra Nevada.
Yeah, which is
Yeah.
a
It
great
was like
one.
that was like
Great
wa-
intro.
But that was weak compared to what's out now.
Like,
Like,
very
Sierra
true.
Nevada
Yeah.
wasn't
Years
even
ago.
like an IPA.
yeah.
It's actually it is what a
They said-
pale ale is supposed to be.
They said
yeah,
pale
okay,
ale.
Let's fucking stop talking about the fact that it has the same words in it. It didn't taste anything like an IPA.
I think things have changed.
Yeah, because per
Same-
Ely's
right.
point, they're all beers. They all taste totally different.
Yeah. They're all liquid, so
So
Yeah.
pretty much the same thing.
When the
I bet-
Model
Point
T
is
came
wrong.
out, that was a car.
when what?
When the Model T came out, that
but
was a
Sierra
car.
Nevada, to say that was like an IPA is insane. Just because it
Well,
might
it's
have
a
said
pale
pale ale.
It's a pale ale. It's not an IPA. It's a pale ale,
Right.
and it's a good one.
I agree with that.
But by today's standards, it's not hoppy enough.
All I know is On told us when we interviewed him that the IPA is the quickest and easiest to make, and you can't fuck it up. And that's
Well,
why
no,
I think everybody does it.
You know what he said? He said you can hide. That was the best thing that On. Or, you know what? The guy was a genius. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. But one of the things he said that I thought was so smart was we can hide a ton of imperfections behind hop.
Yeah.
Right.
So you don't actually have to make a great beer. You just have to add a whole lot of hops, and people go, "Ooh."
And he said, like, the whole process, like, for the Pilsner was like everything had to be exactly the same over and over and over. And the IPA is kind of like a stew where you're throwing a few things in here, a few things in there, cook it a little longer, cook it a little less. It doesn't
Honestly,
really matter.
thought this was a
I
stew.
was going to say,
joke.
I resemble
Yeah,
that,
yeah,
comment. That comment.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah,
I like
kinda
where this is going.
West Virginia, Louisiana bastard over here.
Yeah,
For real.
it happens. No, but the
It's more,
did,
of
you
a,
guys,
it's more of an etouffee.
did you guys just see? I think it was TV6 that did a documentary on.
Oh,
No, we didn't
Yeah,
see
he
that.
had a night. There was
You talking about Nikki D. Ray's channel?
Nikki.
Hello.
NDR.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Sorry, I digress. Continue.
It was. I didn't get a chance to see the whole thing. It started. It was an early morning broadcast. Got out of bed, saw the beginning of it, but it
Nude.
looked like it was a half-hour documentary on it. It'd be cool to check out. I just saw that it was happening. But he's a genius.
Oh, On's the man. I absolutely love the guy.
If you have to sit through and listen to a handful of NDRs like Facebook Lives, though, you will start to go sour on her.
Dude, I tried following her, and it was enough.
sure.
Like,
It's like,
I was like,
I don't want to
if I could
shock
just
you.
mute this TV.
Yeah.
I don't want to shock you, but I'm not tuning in for the content.
what?
That's crazy. What? Like you don't care about the weather?
Open up your
Nope.
window.
I've already seen the weather.
Who's the other blonde too? The weather lady on local here.
Oh, is that Megan Wise on 12?
No clue.
Well, it's
competition.
funny
I can
how
Google.
Six brought in Nikki D, and then within the next 9 months, everybody
Yes.
stepped up their game with
Oh,
the weather.
yeah.
And
It's
said,
the
"Here
Fox
we go."
News model.
Not for no. Who's the one with the comb over guy?
Oh, he's still there.
I'm Jim
yeah, Jim.
Jim Duncan.
Duncan.
Duncan,
yeah.
Yeah, he's doing a deli every
Anyone-
hour.
My
on the
man's
hour.
dome piece.
Anyone out of the listening area, out of the Richmond area, check out Jim Duncan.
Yeah.
He's a godsend. He's the exact opposite of
He's
Nikki
got a
D.
piece,
Ray.
right?
Dude, so I met the dude out in public and
Yeah.
like had to go talk to him, you know? 'cause
Yeah.
I had to know, had to get up close. I'm not kidding. Like when I got up close, I was like, how
Do the Ace Ventura and grab a handful of it?
Yeah.
it actually looks light years better in person. Something about the lighting in there really shines through at all of all the bald underneath that piece. But like in
Something
person,
about
it looked
him
right.
too, and the dude Solomon. Like, why do news people feel like we need to talk like this? Like, why is the guy, the boss, like that dude's got the voice?
Yeah.
No, WNBC.
Yeah, just like that. But do you notice the way they talk? You're
But
like, why?
that's an old school thing, man. I think they trained that.
right. But that's never okay. Well, your fucking ratings are falling.
Yeah.
Yeah, because nowadays you don't have to be that. But
Right.
those old school people still get that affected voice for whatever reason.
Well, I guess their demo is old people. So
I just don't understand. Yeah,
True.
that's right.
If
I just
you
don't
gotta stay
understand.
up till 11:20 to get your weather.
Oh yeah.
I just don't understand how it's 2019 and we're still so far off with the predicting the weather thing. Like, at least locally, they have no goddamn clue. Like, no clue. I
Yeah, see, I don't know. I mean, I agree with the overall point that you're making, but at the same time, they have to. So, you have a map, and you have random bits of storm coming
Yeah.
through. You're talking to everybody in that area.
Yeah.
So you have to be like, meh. If you live here, you ain't getting shit.
Well,
If
my
you live
thing
here,
is-
but they're talking to the
Yeah,
whole
they're
area. So
saying-
you have
Yeah.
to be like, hey, based on where you live, you might get fucking rain.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
40%
like-
of the listening population will get rain.
Right.
Is what they're saying.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, don't even predict 10 days out. you have no
Right.
idea. You have
Yes.
no idea.
That's that's
Like-
valid.
Because then you start like, oh, I'm going to go camping this weekend. I'm going to go do – and it's like,
Screwed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the only thing you may know is temperature. I don't think you're going to get any, like, are you getting any precipitation?
Temp's
Yeah.
not exact, but you're right. It's a lot more accurate. Like,
Yeah.
it's going to be hot because we see that's coming.
yeah.
Yeah.
Very true.
But
Everything
it is.
else-
It seems like the best job because nobody gives a fuck if you're right or wrong.
And it's seriously,
Amazing.
the idea of delivering the weather on TV, and like Ely was saying, it's an older demographics. It's antiquated. I mean,
Very
if
much.
you're not, and especially if you're looking, oh, I'm getting my weather on the newspaper. It arrived. It printed last night. It arrived here at 7 a.m.
right.
It's going to rain today. And
Yeah.
meanwhile, it's
Oh, yeah.
90 degrees.
Yeah. Or you've already gotten rained on. Like, thanks
Yeah.
for the heads up.
Like, we got some friends at the river and, trying to figure out what we do about TV at the river. And we got internet and I'm using,
Yeah.
Hulu and all those things. And they're like, I just really need the news and the weather. And I'm like, what?
Don't you have a phone?
That's right.
You're like, I need
You
entertainment.
need that? It's almost like there's this weird comfort behind sitting down and listening to Bob, the
Exactly,
news
yeah.
reporter, tell them what they have been needing to hear. For
Are
the
these
last
older
20 years.
people
Yeah,
you're
I
talking
mean,
about?
Well, you
23.
yeah,
That is old.
yeah,
They're the new hipsters.
right. I mean, I'd say mid to late 40s. But that being said,
doesn't seem
that
like the-
being said though, they're old souls, so they're like,
Did y'all ever get into the news, like watching the news as an adult? Like, do you turn on the 6
I would
o'clock
rather
news?
vomit than watch like those morning shows, like the
Yeah.
Kathy and Hoda shit. I would legitimately rather stand upside down and spit pennies out of my mouth.
I'd rather do that than watch the evening news because to me that's just the worst of the worst. Like, you're just negative story, negative story, negative
I
story.
actually
So no, I feel like evening news though is more info. I hate the cheesy corniness of the morning things. That shit sends me through the roof.
Well, it's because they're filling like 4 hours.
Right, exactly.
you ever heard your podcast?
Yeah.
You know the one I do.
No, I don't
like-
listen to that shit.
I do. I tune into CBS Sunday Morning. I like that one. I record it every Sunday morning, and I like to sit there, sip a coffee, and
What's it
watch
entail?
that.
It's corny, good, feel good stories.
No, well, it is Jane Pauley nowadays.
Yeah.
But like, was it Mo Rocca's on there now, and like different. I don't know. It's always just stories, but it's done.
I mean, for the
You're selling it well.
for the longest time,
well, because it's
don't
always
know, I
like
just like it.
Stories.
it's more like a 2020, but not as in depth.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, I could get
So,
behind
like,
that.
They do more like journalistic stories where they'll go out and like,
Yeah.
here's this artist, and we're going to profile them. And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, that's cool. I like that. But then they will also
Our
talk
own
about-
Samantha went down to Tallahassee
yeah.
to talk to the folks down there.
So you've seen it?
Exactly.
I used to watch the evening news religiously. Like, it was dinner, Jeopardy, the evening news, and then about 5 years ago, when just shit got crazy, I haven't watched the.
It's
evening
just
news.
political
I
all
haven't
the
watched
time,
any of it.
yeah.
Turn it off.
Is that
the only,
because of the politics? Because just the negative
Just-
murders and
Well, politics. The negative's always been there.
Yeah.
It's always been a highlight, but then it just stopped being informational and it started being biased.
yeah.
But the people I like to watch on the news, because I give them kudos, is the people that are on from 4 a.m. to 6 a.m. for the local. I'm like,
Yeah.
your ass was
Yeah,
up at
for sure.
2:30,
Yeah.
and you're like, I'm ready to go.
Yeah.
Like, this guy.
They're trying to make it.
That's true, man. That is a rough gig.
Yeah.
Because you had to be there at 3.
Yeah.
easily.
Like, and that. I remember, like, I was at an event where Nikki D. Ray was there, and she had to be on the air at like 5 a.m.
It probably takes her 4 hours to get ready.
And it was 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
And, you know, she's sipping a beer. I was like, how in the world do you do this? And then there she
Y'all.
is. Upbeat.
yeah.
Having a beer, y'all.
She smelled great.
Well, I'm sure Ely's experienced it. I mean, when I worked night shift in the Navy, get off at 8 a.m.,
Oh, yeah.
done 10 a.m. You're out, passed out. But
I used to love working
Just depends.
nights.
The thing is, though, like when you work those shifts, like I've worked evening shifts and I work late at work sometimes. Like it's really hard to come home and just pass right out.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you
It's
get-
the middle of the day.
yeah, it's
All
like
your friends are awake.
it's like you don't get off work at 5 o'clock and go home and go to sleep at 7. Like you want to go do something, or you might have other things to do, or you're just awake because you didn't, you know.
And the only thing to do is go sit at Hardee's and smoke cigarettes and eat breakfast. That's it.
Sounds right.
Yeah.
hang out with some of the old vets just sitting there having
That's
a conversation.
right. They used to do that shit at Radford all the time. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
They look great.
Dude,
With those
every-
little tin ashtrays. Little
The
copper
metal one, yeah, the metal
Yeah,
ones.
That's right. They're like that.
Those
round.
ashtrays were the best.
Yeah.
You'd grab a couple, take them
For
home.
sure.
Every Hardee's just has old dudes sitting in it, just
Definitely
bullshit,
chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't know each other.
Slanging 2 for 2
Yeah.
muffins and definitely a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
There's
Oh,
no
yeah.
doubt about it.
Dude, I went by. There's a little place here called Joe's Inn that if people in Richmond know what it is, but it's basically your local restaurant that serves breakfast in the morning and always is filled with your church crowd Sunday morning and everything. And
They got a killer buffet on the weekends.
You
yeah,
talking about the one here, Bon Air? Or down
Yeah,
here?
Bon Air.
this one over here. But so every neighborhood's got one. You know, these old school restaurants. And I went by there the other day, and I guess they open up at like 9.
Yeah, that's when they open on the weekends.
And so
People are lined up.
I was there at 8:30 to go meet a dude for coffee at the coffee shop next door that's been
Yeah.
open since 6. There must have been 50 old guys just milling around outside, seeing each other like, "What's up, George? How you doing, Bob?" And they were just waiting outside. I was like, you could have gotten here at 9. Like, what the
Yeah.
hell are you doing?
Throwing blows for handicap parking.
All just, no doubt.
Yeah.
And they were
Tennis balls on their walkers.
all just standing around out there. I was like, damn.
Or you could go to Hardee's and people would already be there, and you save about $15
For sure.
Yeah, I don't know what. I guess these
yourself a
people are-
quarter coffee and a 2 for $2.
I feel like Hardee's is the capital of employees that don't give a fuck.
They do have it on lock.
They do. Hardee's,
Everywhere you go.
Yeah.
Hardee's, some Wendy's, and Bojangles are
Yeah,
all a
yeah.
little bit of like, say something wrong and you ain't getting your fucking food, motherfucker.
It is the anti-Chick-fil-A.
Yes. The total opposite end of the
No doubt
spectrum.
about that.
Yeah.
Arby's is usually on point.
Arby's is
Yeah.
definitely on
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Well,
They
the one
have to be. They're charging $8 for a sandwich.
When you're like, their name tags say like Sweden. You're like, you fucking came here to work
Yeah.
at an Arby's?
yeah,
Right.
they,
Like,
they
geez.
employ
Exactly.
they employ a ton of international
Uh-huh.
students that are like, yeah.
Dude, I love their gyro.
yeah, you
I
were
mean,
talking
love it.
about
I mean,
that.
I love it.
Yeah, you were talking about that. It's good.
It's fucking amazing.
the tzatziki sauce.
You
is
go to
good.
the Crazy Greek is dog shit. It's like Steakums gyro meat.
Yeah, I can't stand a bad gyro. That
Yeah, it's the
pisses me
worst.
off.
Especially if you're a Greek restaurant, that's like blasphemous.
Yeah, take it out your name.
Yeah, if you're not shaving that
crazy
shit
guy.
off the fucking
Spit.
yeah,
Right.
Off the spit.
like,
Actually, that's the first. If I walk in and I don't see it rotating,
For sure.
I'm
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, you're not.
you're
You're
like,
not
I can
making
do that
gyros.
at home. I can
But
stick
that's
them
why
exactly.
you can go to Arby's and you go. You at least know there's not going to be the spit. So it's like,
But the meat is just like it was shaved off of the spit.
Yeah.
But
the
isn't-
flatbread is super flat. Yes.
Isn't there a food truck downtown by VCU campus that did the heroes? The shaved,
There is?
I thought there was, or downtown, like in.
I'm sure there
Business
is. There's
district.
there's a million of them.
Yeah, but it was. God, I can't remember the name of it.
that food truck racket has just gotten insane.
Oh yeah.
It's brilliant to me. And there's
I
so
mean,
many
it's so- and-
places that
and-
need them.
It's a lot of work.
The more breweries that pop up, the more places there are for food trucks
Yeah.
to make money. I
We're
was at
getting one by us.
a food truck.
No, the
brewery.
brewery.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, you are. You're getting a good
Uh-huh.
one too.
That's pretty awesome. I'm
I
stoked.
was out at the Hardywood just this past weekend, and they had food trucks lined up, and they were sold out,
Really?
except for one of them. But all the others were sold out by like 5 o'clock. I was
Why
like,
doesn't one of
"Damn."
these fucking breweries make their own fucking food truck?
Well, that's the Fine Creek thing. Fine Creek,
Yeah, they make their own food.
make their own food, but the brewery's like, I don't want any part of it.
Well, it's because they're way out in the middle of nowhere. You're not getting a food truck.
A lot
Yeah,
of people
but-
try to stay in their lane. too.
Provisions.
Yeah.
is-
Like I found that. Like I don't know if you know about the Skin Quarter Farmers Market. You ever been
Yeah,
there?
yeah, yeah.
That's so good.
It's like they're just farmers that have this thing, and they have Jimmer's ice cream custard, which is amazing. The
awesome.
line is like 70 people deep sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you need food trucks in here. You
Yeah.
have ice cream that people love. You need tacos right next to it. You
Yeah.
would be drawing everybody, and they're just these farmers that can't get out of what they do, and that's farm.
Yeah.
And it's like you just need somebody to help. you
Don't
with
they have
this
a big
vision.
like barbecue pit guy there on the
No.
weekends or something?
No,
I
that's,
thought they
no,
did.
that's the
You're
gas
skin,
station.
You're thinking the
yeah,
gas
I'm
station.
thinking the gas
Yeah,
station.
yeah.
This
That's
is just
the
past
get
it about a
and go.
half mile.
Okay.
Right?
Exactly. But yeah, they do. They every Thursday through Sunday. Angie, girl out there, she runs the grill.
But
I heard that's
food.
amazing.
It is.
the food trucks have gotten brilliant because they're all like, instead of having a food truck that does a ton of shit, there's one, and all they do is grilled cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they master grilled cheese, and then you get another truck, and all they do is
that's
Sliders.
Cheezilla.
That's right.
Cheezilla.
Yeah, I mean, all you got to do is come up with something simple.
There's nothing better. There's a place in Jacksonville. I'm in Jacksonville far too much, and all they do is like mac and cheese. But they'll do mac and cheese with everything in it, from lobster to steak to like whatever, and it's phenomenal. Like they've just cornered the market on that. Dude, speaking of Jacksonville, I told you guys about the last time I was there. I got the Lyft driver.
Yeah.
Who
was hitting on you pretty hard.
Again, the best business model I've ever seen. Pick someone up,
Yeah.
chat
The
them up
oldest
for a little
business
bit.
model.
Apparently,
But a new twist.
Yeah.
pick you up,
Mobile.
chat you up, see what you're doing, and then if they're certain
If
you're
you seem lonely and schleppy,
yeah, if you're no, that's not what I thought, but you know, she just asked until she figured out that I was from out of town. I wasn't a cop, and then
Yeah, because if you're a street whore, like the cops stop you, what are you doing? You're walking up and down the street horn.
no, I'm driving.
You're
a
in a
Lyft.
lift. You're like, I'm out here working, making
Right.
an honest living. Leave
exactly.
me the hell alone.
This dude's hot. I'm just asking if he wants to have
Yeah.
a drink. So what?
Conversation changed very quickly to I'd like to get a drink with you, and I was like, no.
Is this real? Wait a minute. Right.
No, so now I was just in Jacksonville this past
Okay.
week, and I get picked up by this lift, and I get in, and it's like, you're in the Jacksonville super van or something. It's like hashtag Jack super van all over. And I'm like looking around. I thought I was in damn cash cab. I was like,
it was the
lights
pimp?
and
yeah, there
everywhere.
were lights everywhere. There was every charger you could imagine.
Yeah.
Coming out into the back seat. He was like, charge up your phone, do whatever. But then
Fish bowls full of rubbers.
Yeah.
there's a big old TV screen in the back. He's got a Super Nintendo hooked up.
Oh, so
and
it's a
he's got-
dude.
Yeah, and
4
he's got,
stars.
He's got tons
Super
of,
Nintendo.
Bang bus.
but he had tons of games hooked up. He was like, "Oh, you want to play?" And he's like, "Boom." Fired up Ninja Turtles, and like, so there's people in the back
Nice.
playing Ninja Turtles. As soon as Konami came up, I'm like, up, down, left, right,
Yeah.
BA, star, motherfucker. Like, don't screw this up.
Yeah.
Or
I need all
select
these
stuff.
lives.
And
And by
I
lives,
was
I
like,
mean lives.
I was blown away. Then he had a touch screen that was set up. He's like, whatever music you want. And it was like you could scroll through every genre. I mean,
What
this,
kind of van was this?
Toyota Sienna.
Oh,
So a mini one.
Very nice. Yeah. Minivan, but third row. Very
Okay.
nice. But
It's just you in there?
no, I was actually with a handful of people. So
Talk about the whores.
I'm just saying the Jacksonville Lyft game is on a different level.
Oh, so he didn't have a menu of whores.
No, but there
Oh.
are whores driving around.
Yeah.
There's video games and jukeboxes driving around with
Oh,
lights
I thought you were
everywhere.
going to tie them together.
I'll give
Yeah,
them. I'll
I
give
got
them credit.
approached again.
I'll give them credit. They're entrepreneurs. I mean, working 2
Yeah.
jobs. Go for it.
It's true.
So I'm saying,
But isn't the whole thing with the Lyft is and the Ubers is you don't know,
have any whores?
you don't know who you're getting. So
I
it's not-
used to like video games.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm not 13 anymore.
Right.
I just bought one.
Yes, that's exactly
A video game or a horse, too?
Take your pick.
Yeah. two for one.
I got Leisure Suit Larry.
That's
The arcade
awesome.
game. I just got the arcade game.
Oh, you
That's all.
did?
Yeah, I got the cocktail table, 2-person, 60 games.
So do you like take turns on each side?
No, I,
Where'd you get it?
I'm winning. I'm losing.
I can't beat myself. Damn it.
Right.
Oh, you can.
I'm pretty sure you got that.
It'll keep you from getting
You're
whores.
doing it wrong.
Yeah.
It won't keep you off the video games, but it'll definitely keep the whores out of your place.
Where'd you pick
But
it
I
up?
feel like if you play a 2-player game
You could
and you
switch back.
rotate, you get more lives without having to restart.
Yeah, I haven't gotten that
You-
far. That's too sophisticated for
Oh,
me.
dude.
So what
Flipping
kind
over.
of setup did you get? I know you got the cocktail table.
I got
What-
the cocktail table. It's
Feel like you're at a Pizza Hut.
60.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you get the red
60
glasses
games.
with it.
Yeah, the red glass.
better have that
Shaved ice.
Turd
better have
ice.
that soft ice.
Yeah.
That turd ice.
Turd ice and the red
Yeah.
glasses.
That stuff's the best.
Yeah, I didn't realize how. I mean, it's the same. It's the original one, but I didn't realize actually how small it actually is. So I actually put it on some to raise it up because my knees were killing where the joysticks
Rubbing
come
it,
out.
yeah.
And it's like, oh, I don't have enough room. But no, I got the arcade. Got the
Made for kids.
tool, yep.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got the stools and everything. It's set up.
It's kind
good
of
to go.
tiny. No shit.
It's kind of tiny.
And it's their demo, dude. If you
Yeah,
make it too tall, the
that's
kids
right.
can't play.
Oh, you want one?
I thought
Kids
Mario.
love these games, huh?
I thought Mario was bigger.
What games is
So
it?
yeah, what game is it?
It's got all 3 Galaga or
Oh.
Galaxy.
It's Galaga.
Galaga,
Yeah,
but it's got Galaxia too.
Oh, really?
All 3, 4,
Where'd you
5
get it?
Pac-Man. Where else? Amazon.
Okay.
That is
Uh,
awesome.
It was $890.
Sounds like a bargain.
No one asked, but I'm glad you just volunteered that. I was
No,
going to
I'm
let
just
you
saying.
slide on that.
Really, it's a good. It was a good deal.
Can't hide
Stools
money.
and everything. So
Shit, I feel like I need to
no,
make
I mean
those.
you could pay a lot more for them. Trust me.
I know. I've looked at them. They're like
They're-
$1,500. So actually, that's a good price.
So, but no, I mean, all the Donkey Kongs, Frogger.
Are you bored with it yet?
Hell no.
I feel like I'd be bored after an hour.
I was born in the
Yeah.
80s.
I thought I was a master of these arcade games. I remember playing them, and then I can't even get past the first level of Donkey Kong right now.
Right.
I'm like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Give me another beer.
The chicks dig it.
Yeah. Oh, it's a real.
Oh, yeah.
It's a real chick magnet. Let me
For
tell you.
sure.
You hear
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Down, down, boing, down,
Yeah.
down, boing. Oh, I got to get
Right.
in there.
Yeah. How you feel about coming back to my place and watching this gorilla
Yeah.
throw drums?
Is it in your room?
You're
So
like,
you're having a blast.
hey, cutie, you want to come back to my place and
Yeah.
play a little Donkey Kong? And they're like, what kind of kinky shit is this guy into? Like, no.
Come to find out, this motherfucker made a video game.
I was like, he's speaking my language.
That's right. Yeah.
He said he had.
Ooh, Donkey Kong.
he was-
I ain't heard of that shit.
He was
that's-
talking. He was talking elevator action, and I was like, "Hey,
Yeah.
I'm in."
Right.
Yeah. You had me at Centipede.
Right.
So why'd you bring me back here? Just for the quarters. Do you have any quarters?
Centipede. That's right.
gets
Yes, I do. You had me in Centipede. This is different.
Oh, that's a Q-Bert.
Yeah. Right.
Miss Pac-Man.
You old guys are weird.
No, I was saying I just bring them back for the quarters. You got any quarters? And put
That's
some in
right.
there?
Yeah,
Hey, help me out here.
it's not free, you whore.
Yeah.
What do you think I am?
I already bought you 3 drinks.
Yeah.
Get over yourself.
Right. We'll take the check and some quarters.
Oh, there's a token machine in the corner.
Oh, we're golden.
That is great.
Stu's got a change machine, but the light's on all the time.
That's the worst.
Dagger.
You got to blow in it a little bit.
Yeah.
that dollar bill looks pretty beat up. You're gonna need some new ones. Stop by the
Yeah.
bank on the way over.
How much would it suck if you did buy it and it was only for tokens?
Stu's got that little change belt. Chicka, chicka, chicka,
Oh,
chicka.
hell yeah.
I hated those
Like the
guys.
Sonic guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does he have a glass case with all the trinkets you can win?
Dude, please tell me how. Remember the quarter machine that would slide? The quarters are hanging off
Yeah.
the edge. I
Yeah.
feel like you need one of those that's constantly sliding.
You just shake
Dude,
the
your
shit
place
out of
is
it
gonna
because
be
you're in
like-
your own house.
Yeah.
So I'm just thinking about removing the
knee
dining
it.
room table, putting in
Yeah.
Yeah, there
the
you go.
quarter machine, putting the
The
change
big
machine.
basketball game.
Stu's Arcade.
Actually,
I
I
already
love
had
the
this.
basketball. game.
Yes.
Yeah,
I already had that. But didn't
Oh,
put
that's
it up.
old news.
I would
No,
definitely have
no, I
one of
just
those.
didn't put it up. I had. I could put it
So
on.
he's got it. So this is coming together.
I feel like Stu's place is where we should. we could do remotes
coming
there
together.
and play Galaga.
We always talk about getting a shuffleboard here. We could put it in Stu's house.
Let's put everything in Stu's
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
Let's do it up.
So, yeah, well, my apartment's the same size as the pallet house. Let's do it.
Probably smells better though.
Whoa. Oh. I just-
Hey, wait,
just
Brendan and I
cleaned.
just cleaned it up. What are you
just
talking about?
cleaned.
You guys did great.
Good to have you back.
It
Ian.
hardly smells
Yeah.
like a corpse anymore.
Clean. We cleaned for hours.
Yeah, are you clean? I'm clean.
Yeah.
Brendan, Brendan was like, "How do we clean this bottle of rum? It's been sitting here forever." Oh, let's pour a drink.
Right.
We
Yeah.
figured
See
it
how
out.
we can get rid of this.
We cleaned that one
See
out.
if it's spoiled.
It was the first thing we cleaned.
Yeah, it was.
Literally walked out and like, this looks tough. That bottle of rum needs to go. All right, step one.
And he had no mixers.
It'll be lighter if we drink it.
Exactly. Well, then we threw it out.
Yeah.
See, it was actually, we were making progress.
Good for you.
This fucking Narragansett floater. Ain't nobody touching that shit.
It's a tough going down, especially as it gets a little room temperature.
Yeah, no one likes dog shit. Except for Brendan.
3.5.
Dale Dobeck.
And Brendan's
Yeah.
drinking what?
Well, I'm still damn light beer challenge. I'm still trying to get through all these beers. Holy crap.
Give me a Miller Lite if you got it.
We had oh no, those went right away.
Yeah, I think those are gone.
After I learned that it was better, I drank them. I do believe there's some Bud Lights.
So
Yeah,
when
there's
you
some Bud
drank
Lights.
them after the fact, like the next few days, did it jive with what
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's weird. You still reach for Coors Lights, even though you know it's not the right move. But it's Miller Lights are better. I didn't know they just are. I hate it. I hate Miller Lights because every girl in college drank Miller Lights, so I immediately started drinking like Coors Lights because all the girls were drinking Miller Lights. So
Yeah.
I just thought of it. It's like
I'm going to be a girl if I drink Miller Lite.
Yeah.
no, it's like I didn't smoke Parliaments because all the girls smoked Parliaments, and I didn't drink Miller Lights because I was like, oh, those are girls' drinks, and girls' cigarettes. So I was like, Camel Lights and a Coors. Now it turns out that I'm just a Parliament Miller Lite girl.
Yeah.
Don't get that drop, Jason. Leave that. Let's just leave that one alone. That'd be great. Yeah, it's amazing when you strip away the advertising where you really stand.
Yeah, it is.
Who knew? Who knew?
I still like the Miller Lite logo.
Yeah.
The old one. The old one's cool.
Yeah.
That's why I think Narragansett is trying to go after that old '70s can. Let's see if it works. This isn't it. This
Okay.
is,
Hey,
Good.
real quick, you were talking about Joe's Inn. Just want to give a shout out to one of the bartenders, Mari, there. Hope she has a good time listening to this podcast, and thanks for taking care of everybody down at the Joe's Inn. And
Great
Tarrytown.
Gallagher score.
She's good. She's good.
is she a listener?
She is. Yeah, she's also, yeah, she's a listener. And
Then I love Joe's Inn. See?
Yeah.
Spaghetti a la Joe, motherfuckers.
but
Also,
she's at the cool, she's downtown. She's
Downtown
not where
one?
the guys are hanging out
You want
early
me
in the morning, coffee.
you want me to edit that part out where he said there was a cool one versus
No, that's okay. I can
Perfect.
take it.
Whatever.
Bring it.
great? And I did see that Nectar just dropped a lot of their new sunglasses today. Not the Tides that we were looking at the other day, but some good looking
Did I get
glasses
some Tides?
for sure.
Can't wait.
Did I get some tides?
You were on
You can have these.
paternity leave.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, you and I didn't get any, just Brendan.
Gotcha. The guy with the soft hands.
Well, for
That's right.
Well, he's
You-
making the big ones, too.
you get
the bigger glasses.
thank you, Stu. It's true. It's a penis joke. But you do get 30%. Worst spot ever. For
Yeah.
Nectar right here. But if you drop ITPH in the coupon code, you get 30% off. I know 4th of July is coming up. Everyone needs some new sunglasses. Get on it.
I do need some, actually.
Yep.
We need to make it happen.
I'm excited.
I know where to.
Y'all use them things go around the back?
The
Well,
croquis.
that's what these new ones have. The croaky holes.
You use
Yeah.
Is that the wire or is that what croquis are? Is wire?
No, the croquis are the
floaters.
like,
Foamies?
Floating.
yeah.
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 But these have the holes in them for the wire ones.
So you
Gotcha.
can attach them, so
Yeah.
you won't lose your glasses because no one's invented a floating sunglass yet.
Yeah, they have.
Just the sunglass
Yeah.
itself floats.
They just suck.
Oh,
They don't
well
look
then
good because they have to float.
yeah.
They're the bright lime green ones.
Yeah.
That adds up. That adds up.
Yeah.
I had a feeling there was a catch
Yeah.
because otherwise, just make your sunglasses float.
Yeah.
So it's because it's like wooden sunglasses. Like I want it to be cool,
Yeah.
but they're huge.
Yeah.
Like even Bono's like, those are bad sunglasses, man. I'm like, yeah, that's
Tone it
unfortunate.
down, dude.
Exactly. Like you're not that cool, bro. You can't pull
Yeah.
those off, unfortunately. Well, Ely, welcome back, man. We're
Welcome.
glad
We
to have
missed
you
you.
here.
Good times.
And Stu in the room at the same time. So this is
Yeah.
not a Pat situation. Ely and
Thank
Pat. are
God.
not
So
in
I
the
should
same
be
room.
Pat? Is that what you're saying?
You
Stu, you're well
you
on
said
your way.
it. You said it.
Well on
Yeah.
your way.
How
Thanks
do
a
you
lot.
feel
Appreciate
about
it.
snow globes?
If they were flat,
Snow coasters.
Yeah.
snow coasters.
Thank you guys
Big
so
snow
much for
globe.
tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. If you haven't had a chance to Cincinnati swap somebody, go over, grab their phone, sign them up for the show. At least then they'll know what you're talking about and laughing about. And it does us a solid because we get another listener, and listeners tend to stick around for a while once you get them on board. So sign them up or head on over to the Facebook page. Give us any topics you're thinking about, whatever's on your mind. We'd love to hear from you. Or you can always reach out to us at ITPH Podcast on Instagram and Twitter. We'd love to hear from you there. Now that Ely's back, someone's monitoring the account.
For sure.
That's great.
Yeah, all the time.
Perfect. There we go. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be talking to you next week. Cheers.
Cheers. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?